Hello. Today I want to show you how you can create a simple extraction AI using state component. So the setup is as follows. This is based off of third-person example, and there is an AI that is imprisoned, and he's calling for help. He has three states: call for help, which is active, extraction, and following. I'm gonna release him, and he's gonna follow me around. Here, this big portal is the extraction zone, so I lead him there, and he's gonna enter the trigger, and he's gonna take over and go through the portal. So how to do something like this using state component? So let's start from the hostage. At the beginning, I am putting him into call for help state. Then at the beginning of the state, I am playing wave montage, and when the state ends, I am just stopping to play any montages, so this waving also stops. And every 1.5 seconds, I am printing. I need to check if I'm still in the call for help state, and if so, I am printing help message. When it comes to releasing him from the prison, this guy is implementing interactable interface, and also the prison is implementing the interactable interface. Interaction takes place in the player. So here previously was jumping, I hooked interacting here. So we are grabbing all the actors with interactable interfaces, and if we are close to any, we are calling on interact. So when it comes to prison, on interact, we are just opening the gate. There is nothing of interest here. It's just simple, translation of a gate, just moving it out of the way. And when it comes to player, in on interact, I am checking if I am still in call for help state, and if so, I am caching the player that interacts with me. I am waiting for 2 seconds for the gate to open, and then I switch to following state. And also I have a rule here that says that if following kicks in, then deactivate call for help. So what is going in following state? So at the beginning I am playing some thank you message, then I use move to location or actor node, and I checked use continuous goal tracking here. I pass obviously this interacting player, and I use continuous goal tracking is ticked here because we never want him to reach the player. We want him to constantly follow him. And also I cache this move to task. In update, 2 things are happening here. So this here, the first thing is displaying some chatters to the player. So he is every 1.5 seconds, I check if I'm still following the player, and if so, I am printing some message to him. So what this is doing, it is checking if I am longer than 5 seconds in a following state. So GG state component has this get active state info method, and it is giving us state info structure. We can break this, and there is a timestamp here, and this is a moment in time when the state became active. So I subtract current time from this timestamp, and it gives me how long the state is ongoing. I test if this is longer than 5 seconds. This can be done. There's also a dedicated method for this. It's called get state active time. So we can do it also like this. It would be simpler, but I just wanted to show you that such method as get active state info exists. So if I am following him for less than 5 seconds, I am printing some gratitude messages like "you are my hero, it was so scary," and so on. But if this is taking longer than 5 seconds, then he is getting impatient, and he's asking, "What's taking so long? Are we there yet?" So those are chatters. And the second thing that I'm doing here is modifying his max walk speed. if I would not do it, then he will bump into me with full speed. Like this looks terrible. So this is why, depending if he is basically getting closer and closer to player, then I am modifying his walk speed, decreasing his walk speed. So this is why he's slowing down as he approaches me. And in following stop, I am just ending this move to task. Okay, now the extraction zone. So when it comes to extraction zone, what I have in here is very simple blueprint. What is interesting here is only this trigger. So when something overlaps the trigger, I am grabbing its state component. Note that this is an interface call. So hostage, because he has GG state component, he also implements state component owner interface. And there is only one method to override, which is get state component. This is very nice stuff because then in an extraction zone, I don't need to cast for hostage to check if it was a hostage that triggered overlap. I can just grab state component on actor, check if the actor has it, and if so, in state component has gameplay tags parent variable that you always need to set. And this is, the name is, I think, a little bit confusing. It is like this for historical reasons. This should be really just named object type, and I will change it in the future. So I am checking if this object type is a hostage, and if so, I am activating extraction state on him. So here I have some rule that when extraction kicks in, I am going to deactivate the following state. So when it comes to extraction state, a very important thing is that when I activate the extraction, I pass the extraction zone actor location, okay? Because this will be my go-to location in hostage. So on extraction start, I am printing freedom message, and then I am moving to this location point that was passed to me. And as there's one more remark about this parameters. I choose string as parameters because many different things like names, integers, floats, vectors can be automatically converted back and forth from string. But if I would want to send this whole extraction zone as a parameter, now it is impossible. And I think it should be there. So this is one more to-do thing for me, and I will do it, that this activate state should also take as a parameter an object. Right now, this is not needed, but it should be there, and I will add it. So back to the hostage. So he is moving toward this location that we passed, and when he finishes the move, he's the activation extraction state. And on activation, on stop, on extraction stop, I am just destroying the hostage. So let's see it once again in the action. I am opening the game, the gate, he is following me. He's gonna enter the trigger, and he's gonna move past the gate and then destroy. So this is how you can do such thing with the help of state component. I hope you like it. Thanks.